Hello and welcome back to TF1C, the Formula 1 chat. It's time for the F1 review, the Belgian Grand Prix at Spa-Francorchamps. We thought this might be the last one. Luckily, they've signed on for another year. We're going to be going to Spa in 2023. And yeah, it was exciting to be back. I think, obviously, last year, it feels like we've had ages without one. But it has only been, because obviously, last year was so depressing in the rain.
It was horrific.
Finally, we got racing back at Spa, and what a spectacle it was indeed. Should we start with qualifying?
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to... Oh, no, you're getting up to the starting grid.
So obviously the qualifying results were different to the starting grid because of all the penalties that everyone decided to take this weekend. Did it matter? No.
Well, I'll start with the actual qualifying session, and we'll talk about who gets dropped out where. So Bottas didn't do anything, really. He just sort of went around.
Yeah, that's horrible.
He knew that despite... Well, yeah, we'll get into that later, but despite the fact that he was taking penalties, it wasn't as many penalties as everyone else because he took a 20 place grid penalty rather than the back of the grid penalty because they work differently.
Yeah, I don't know.
Exciting. But yeah, so he would be ahead of him regardless of what he did, so he just went to the back. Yuki Tsunoda, P19, he then started from the pit lane, troubled start to the weekend for Yuki. P18, Kevin Magnussen. He didn't take penalties.
No.
So he would start bottom. Yeah, tough lap. Latifi the same, did not take penalties, and the same for Vettel. Though they did start
Just to point out,
12th or something.
first race this season where the bottom 5 being knocked out has been one driver from different teams. Because usually you've got both Astons, both Williams or something like that.
But one Williams and one Aston.
Fair play to Alex Albon.
15th, Mick Schumacher. He was taking penalties, so that meant he'd start for the back. Same for Zhou in 13th, but not for Stroll in 14th, who then ended up qualifying 9th, right?
Yeah, 9th.
9th indeed. Pierre Gasly would have started from 6th if he hadn't took
Again, he started from the pit lane.
Yeah. So didn't take penalties, did he? Started from the pit lane, the poor guy.
So it was a double AlphaTauri pit lane start.
And then Ricciardo, despite the fact that all the people had penalties, he still can get through to Q3 and was at P11. Norris, taking penalties, was P10, though he would get dropped down the order. Albon, not taking penalties, 9th. He would start 6th, following penalties for Max, Leclerc and Ocon. Hamilton and Russell failed to capitalise on everyone taking penalties as they were in a 7-8, meaning they'd take a 4-5. Alonso did manage to capitalise on that, and he'd start P3 behind only Sainz, who took pole after Verstappen's fantastic lap. Obviously, Verstappen took penalties, and Perez P2. But Max, 8 tenths ahead of everyone. It was a sign of things to come. 6 tenths.
Should I just
ahead of everyone.
Round up what the actual starting grid was?
You can, sure.
So, Schumacher from the back, Zhou P19, Lando Filter 18th, Ocon 17th, Leclerc 16th, Verstappen 15th, Bottas 14th. Just like to note that obviously this is their starting grid. This is where their grid position was, but not the actual starting position because obviously Tsunoda and Gasly went to the pit lane. So Verstappen 15th, Bottas 14th, Tsunoda pit lane start. Magnussen was 12th, Latifi 11th. He still can't start in the top 10, even with all the penalties.
But of course, he was ahead of Yuki and he would have started 10th, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah, because Gasly doesn't really count. His grid spot was P11
let's
on the grid.
Didn't matter.
No.
As we'll get on to.
And then
didn't matter
Aston 9-10, Gasly pit lane start, Ricciardo P7, Albon P6. Russell 5th. It was in a front row of Sainz and Perez. And I've left the second row to last. Alonso 3rd, Hamilton 4th, because shit.
Well, I was going to say, we'll start with turn 1. Sainz, good launch. Perez, nothing. Don't think he pressed the accelerator. He just hoped he'd fall down the hill, and unfortunately it didn't work for him. So then he started accelerating, and by that point it was 5th.
So he fell to 5th. Didn't matter, because obviously he then fell.
Kemmel straight. Sainz checked out. I'm thinking he's going to be fine here, isn't he, Carlos Sainz? He's going to win this.
Perez obviously got Russell, so he's back into 4th.
Yeah, and then it was definitely Lewis's fault.
Hamilton turned in too quickly on Alonso.
Alonso got the run on Hamilton, went up the inside, and Hamilton just forgot he was there, crashed into him, was airborne.
Yeah.
And I feel feel so much for Fernando Alonso.
I think he is.
Because he could easily, I think he would have probably been able to hold off Perez.
Yeah.
And then it would have been a Max Sainz Alonso podium.
Yeah.
Because Perez would have been stuck behind Alonso. But luckily for Perez, he was able to swoop around the outside of him and he was P2.
Yeah.
Max by this point was 8th.
Well, this left
starting from
Hamilton
13th, because he got a brilliant start
I
and
can
then just
actually tell you
flew past people.
what Max did by lap by lap. Hang
Oh,
on.
okay. Thank you. Did you note it all down?
Yeah, I know. It
Okay.
down while watching it. So
Forget Ted's notebook. We've got
by the
Harry's
end of lap
notebook
one,
now.
Max was you were right. Max was at P8 after lap 2.
Yeah.
By lap 6 he was P7. Lap 7 he was up to P4. Lap 8
Max
he was
absolutely
P3. Lap 11 he got to P2. Lap 12 he got to P1. Then obviously he fell to P2 because he pitted.
Yeah.
And then from lap 18 onwards he was P1.
Yeah, he got P1 because Sainz pitted, and then Perez obviously didn't put up much of a fight.
He walked it.
Yeah, the
From
new
P14
engine components helped him massively. Be interesting to see when Perez takes his. Will they be in Zandvoort? Will they be in Monza? I reckon they will be Monza.
I think it'll be Monza. Easy
Because-
to take, so he's doing
Exactly, especially with the Red Bull engine.
Smack that DRS on Red Bull engine.
That's what the Ferraris. Well, I saw Sainz saying is that Zandvoort they've got a chance, but Max is fueled by max power,
He's
and then
basically got extra.
at Monza it is going to be pretty much impossible
Like max
with
power
the
compared to
speeds
the
that Red
Ferrari
Bull have on the straight at the
horsepower
moment.
is different gravy.
So yeah, fine. I mean, and other things. We'll go through the final order and talk about people as they come.
Well, obviously Hamilton's out.
one-
Bottas Latifi incident.
Okay, well, 1-2. Verstappen top, 17 seconds ahead of Perez. Red Bull 1-2, but Verstappen so much quicker than Checo. And Checo definitely should have took advantage of Max and Leclerc not being up there and being on pole, but he did not. Sainz third, damage limitation. I don't think he realistically could have been ahead of the Red Bulls. They looked so fast. Russell fourth, very good result. I think that definitely should have been Leclerc, but Russell seemed to be a lot quicker.
Ferrari.
Let's talk about
again.
Leclerc's pit stop.
So with 2 laps to go, they picked
This
for
is a
soft to go the
weekly thing
fastest
now.
lap, but they cocked it up, and it turned out that Alonso. They thought they had the gap to Alonso. They didn't. Alonso got ahead of Leclerc.
Yes, but Leclerc then did overtake Alonso, of course. Did get a 3-second gap, not a 5-second one, and when he was penalised for speeding in the pit lane by not even a kilometre per minute, sorry. I don't really know how they judged it. I just saw that was a fact. But yeah, because apparently it was his sensors.
Alright.
He thought he'd already gone over the line, but the Ferrari sensors fucked up and he spent the pit lane.
Sure.
So he
Ferrari
was...
sensors fucked up.
He lost 2 points there trying to push for a point. So not great for Ferrari and
Didn't get the
Leclerc.
fastest lap.
Ocon almost fell within inside that gap as well.
Yeah.
So, but Alpine, fantastic weekend. They're not going to be catched by caught. Yeah, not catched, is it? Caught by McLaren anytime
not
soon.
McLaren.
Another 16 points this weekend for them. Vettel in 8th, Gasly 9th.
Great
What a
result,
race. Well, I was going to say, okay, yeah, Vettel, fantastic result. Not been brilliant from Aston this year, but he did well there. Gasly, what a race from him.
Yeah.
He thought he'd be starting like P7.
Start from the pit lane.
Yeah, which would have been fantastic if he was 7th. Unfortunately for him, the AlphaTauri had so many issues, but he did a 2-stop, which is not what anyone else did.
No.
Or he did a strategy that was different to everyone else, and he found himself in P9. So, buzzing for him. And then Albon picked up another point. He said it was his best race in Formula 1 to date. He was just holding up a whole train of cars, which
Superb
included
race.
Stroll, Norris, Tsunoda, Zhou, and Ricciardo,
Yeah. So I guess
who were all in that sort of 11th to 15th place. The McLaren's had no pace. Stroll and Tsunoda, the worst of the teammates, and
so you're looking
Zhou
good weekends.
chilled.
Good weekends for Red Bull, Alpine, Aston Martin, AlphaTauri, Williams. Shit show for Ferrari, Merc, McLaren, Alfa Romeo.
Haas had no pace.
Haas had nothing.
A 16-17.
Bottas got unfortunate by Latifi just fancying a bit of a...
Yeah, let's talk about that one then. Latifi was, what, 11th?
Yeah.
He'd already been overtaken by Max.
Then he spun.
And then when he was being overtaken by
4-5
by
chicane.
Ocon, right?
Yeah.
He just got on the curb, tried to plant the power, couldn't because he was in the gravel.
Yeah.
So when he just floored it, he spun. Ocon managed to dodge him, but that's not quite as fortunate. Got clipped, got smacked in the wall, was out.
No, he just got beached. He got beached.
Got beached, sorry. So this was on lap 2 after Lewis Hamilton had been flying through there. His car was on fire in the 3rd sector, so they had to pull the safety car out to sort out everything that was going on all at the same time.
It was chaos.
Very exciting times. Max took fastest lap, 26 points for him. We'll get on the championship in just a moment. Alpine actually took the fastest pit stop despite Red Bull putting in two 2.3s. Alpine's 2.2 was faster, and Max Verstappen was voted driver of the day. I mean, who else? I'm going to give it Latifi, are they? So,
Yeah.
yeah, well done, Max. On to the championship. Max Verstappen is now 98 points ahead of Leclerc and leads the championship by 93. Perez now second.
Unbelievable. I'm sorry.
93.
People can say about how much Ferrari cock it up, but no other driver on the grid right now takes a car, even though in the best car.
I don't think any other driver in the Red Bull does what Max has done.
He's been okay,
and this is with obviously he's this far ahead with the additional what am I trying to say? With the DNFs at Bahrain and Australia.
Yeah, obviously Leclerc's had DNFs everywhere else.
What? Spain and
Austria.
No, that was Sainz.
Spain, Baku, France.
But no, France was not a mechanical DNF.
Oh, sorry, no, I thought we were just talking
about
DNFs.
No, mechanical.
Okay. And obviously Sainz had Austria, Baku.
So 2-2. I know there's been strategy calls, but that's not down to reliability. That is the team and the driver call that. So I'm not going to say that that's on.
So if I look at strategy calls, you had Monaco.
Hang on, let me just get up the calendar.
Yeah.
So in terms of strategy calls, we've had Bahrain, Saudi, Australia, Italy, Miami, Spain, Monaco, Azerbaijan, Canada, Britain, Austria, France, Hungary, and Belgium.
Imola was the other one where Leclerc, dropped it out of the chicane and dropped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
France obviously binned it. Hungary, what happened there? I don't know what Ferrari were doing. I forgot about that 3 weeks ago. This weekend they cost themselves another 2 points by just deciding to pit.
They went, we've got 18-second gaps on Alonso. That'll be fine, we'll come out ahead of him. What, you good? Fucking the thing from cars.
They did come out ahead.
Oh,
Alonso then got him on the next straight. I don't know how they didn't. They saw all race people struggling on cold tyres and just went, we'll probably be fine. Who knows?
Biscuit for a biscuit.
Yeah, we'll cost ourselves 2 for a chance.
They've got to die, and it's like if we roll a 3 and below, we don't risk it. We roll over a 3, then we risk it. But I should say getting 6 every time.
Right.
Max has won this.
Well, 3 consecutive wins for Max. Leclerc not been on the podium since his win in Austria, and that was his first podium since Miami. So what in the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 rounds, he's took a win in a second, and he's not been on the podium apart from that.
Ferrari. So, thing is, I look at it though. Where do Ferrari gain points? Zandvoort, Max is like a different breed. He's inhumane around Zandvoort. And Monza, that Red Bull engine is going to go zoom in a straight line. Because Ferrari fans don't have the same effect as Max fans at Zandvoort.
I also think Sainz is as much in this championship as Leclerc is. There's 15 points between them.
I don't think either of them in the championship.
Not really, because Russell is a point behind Sainz. There's not a chance that Merc, unless they strap on rocket boosters. I mean, they were literally. Russell literally said in the press conference, Max is going to win. And I've never seen a driver. By the way, I've never seen a driver say that in a press conference. Oh yeah, competitor's going to piss it easy, mate. We don't even care anymore. It's like mental. Absolutely mental.
At this point, everyone might as well try and prioritise Perez getting P2. They might as well. Max has waltzed it.
Yeah.
Equally, Max could DNF in Zandvoort and
keep
Italy.
But I do think...
I still think Ferrari blow up
the earliest Max can win it is Japan. He has to have a 100... He has to have a 130 point gap.
He could,
He's got to make up 34 points in 3 rounds. Netherlands, Italy and Singapore. If he was to win all of them, he wins the championship. No, because Leclerc could be second. If he won all of them with Leclerc in third and he takes fastest lap, what's that? That's a gain of 33. And he needs 34. So, he pretty much won the championship because then he'd need Leclerc to win every race with and fastest lap and Max not score a point. So, it is going to be an interesting end to the season if Max doesn't finish another race. If not, I think this is their Max Championship win.
Because that's the thing, we know Max isn't going to make driver error, so unless the Red Bull blows up, Max has won the championship.
Max has been a lot more composed this year, which is brilliant to see.
Oh yeah, obviously last year...
He doesn't go flying into everything.
I mean, last year, even Hamilton...
He literally lifted off at Eau Rouge this year. Last year, zipping up that. Let's get them all in that point.
Max Hamilton, he just sent it out there and they both crashed.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Max Verstappen is going to win the World Championship.
Very interesting to see these last 7 rounds.
It'll be a good battle between
How long we got?
Ferrari and Merc.
7 rounds.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
For this weekend's review. It's a bit disappointing.
We've got back to back, haven't we?
It's a bit disappointing, the Spa race. I thought it would be more action-packed. There were still some brilliant moments. I think Spa perfectly demonstrated.
From 14th was he in P1 by lap 18.
I think this weekend perfectly demonstrated how Spa is very much on the edge. You have to drive the car right to the limit, and if you don't, you'll be slow, and if you drive over them, you'll crash.
Exactly why Max Verstappen is a league above the rest.
Around Belgium,
His perfect scenario is a track that you have to drive right on the edge, have to eke every millisecond out of it, and he gets everything he can. Because for me, obviously, we said before the summer break, Max's quality performances this year haven't been as good as they were last year. Yeah. Spa, 8/10 clear of anyone. Now that's a difference and a half.
Yeah.
Wow.
Zandvoort up next. The home of Max Verstappen. Leclerc's not been on the podium for 3 rounds. He's only been on it 2 times in the last 10. I don't see anyone beating Max. But equally, I didn't think Max would waltz the last 3 rounds in the manner he has.
The difference is that when Ferrari go to Max's home, I don't see him winning it at all. But when Red Bull go to Ferrari's home,
I don't see Ferrari winning it at all.
I don't see Ferrari winning it at all.
And then we have Singapore and Japan. 2 races I'm very excited for. We've not been to either of those
again. Ferrari,
last season.
Singapore, Red Bull, Japan.
I don't know. Singapore's got a lot of straights.
It has,
and that is where.
And I think actually, when I say Ferrari Singapore, I think I more mean Sebastian Vettel Singapore.
Mate, if Seb won, imagine if Seb wins a race.
Do it. I want to see it.
Mate, if Max has won the championship by Abu Dhabi, back everyone up. We're getting Seb through.
Yeah, I don't care. Genuinely do not care how it's happened. I want Sebastian Vettel to win. I mean, he's an Aston. He's not going to win a race, is he?
Oh.
That's the only driver I can see winning a race that isn't in the top 3 teams is Alonso or Lando.
The only one. I could think about 9. Any of them could win a race. I didn't think Gasly or Ocon would win races.
Latifi.
I think it's possible.
Right, let's end the video.
Right, you're mental. Right. Yeah, keep on in the comments. I want to hear from you. Who's your driver of the weekend? And who's going to win the championship? If there's any names other than Verstappen in the comment section, you people are Albon fans.
Yeah.
Or Alonso fans.
Or Leclerc fans.
No.
I think Ferrari.
Yeah, they'll probably go, yeah, no, Max, fair enough. We smashed it. And yeah, that's about all from this weekend. Back in 4 days' time with our preview for Zandvoort.
And I'll see Monza the week after.
And in 7 days' time for our review of Zandvoort. And then,
13 days' time for our preview of Monza.
Be there. Very exciting. Right, that is all for today, though. Thank you all very much for watching. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.